Alright, we're just going to click going live and see what happens. It says I'm live, but I have no real way of checking it. Hopefully it works, but welcome to the live stream. I know this is an interesting time for everyone, but I want to get back into the live stream game because I think it's important so you guys can see like what I'm doing. And just kind of let me know in the chat what you guys are doing as well. So this is the Ultimate Effects pack that I've been building out. It's pretty crazy. It has a lot of stuff in it, and it's just incredible. Like, the stuff that it has in here is insane. I'll show you some of this VH stuff that I was working on last night. I'm calling them like VHS, RGB, glitches, stuff like that. I haven't added any sound effects, but this is going to be like the main update because a lot of this stuff has been like requested. You guys have been insane with like requesting things. So this is huge. It's coming. I've added some Twitch stuff coming in, and I'm working on stuff because the launch is going to go at the end of this month, and you guys will have to let me know like stream quality and what it looks like because I can't really check that from here for some reason. I don't know why. YouTube is being silly, but maybe it's this thing. Here we go. So yeah, you guys have pretty much hit all your emails, but you've sent in a lot of feedback on the Ultimate Effects. Some of them are just like, this is too good, blah, blah, blah. So I've been going through these and just looking at them and checking off things as I see fit. And I've been updating the change log. All these are in the description down below, so you can check that out. But yeah, I've been updating this like crazy, adding some different things, and it's going to continuously update. I want to get better at updating it. It's just work kind of got swamped. Like I got swamped with work, and it just kind of took over my life. So this video is just going to kind of be a chill chat. I can chat with you guys, and I'm going to be editing at the same time. But I would like to, let me go to YouTube. I don't really care if you guys see my dashboard, just to make sure like I'm actually live streaming, updating the Ultimate Effects pack, live stream, different things. And it's going to continuously update. I want to get better at updating it. It's just work kind of. So yeah, it seems like it's going good. I'm going to give myself that thumbs up. All right, so yeah, you guys will just have to let me know, like stream-wise. I'm going to mute this, and I'm going to live stream it. You just have to let me know if the stream is looking good, everything else in the chat, and I'll try to get from there. All right, so what I was going to work on today is kind of a to-do list within my Ultimate Effects pack because I'm trying to optimize this and make it best as possible, and it's quite challenging. So what I have to do right now, at least, is change all of my WAV audio files and my audio stuff to MP3 because I noticed that these are actually pretty large. Let me go to my update folder, and all of my audio. Nope, I don't need that new audio folder anymore. All of my audio is actually waves, and I was looking at these, and like the WAV files are actually pretty big when you think about it. So these are like 2 megs. So if I look at the whole folder itself, go to properties, 78. So it's not too bad. So I thought about it. I don't really need to update it, but I feel like I need to for some of them. So like the glitch folder, let's see, that's 39 megs. So like, what do we think? Do I need to update this to MP3s to make it smaller or not? Because if I do that, then I have to go through and basically optimize and redo all of my sound effects. So I'm kind of thinking that I want to just keep it at waves because waves are higher quality sound files. But you'll have to let me know your thoughts. So I think I'm actually going to void that. I know I did it for, let me think, Subdrop or one of these. I know I started it, but I think I'm just going to stick with waves because, I mean, individual wave files, like this one's huge. Like, why are these ones so big? Yeah, so that one's huge. So I'm gonna have to decrease the size of that. Wait, no, it's not huge. Properties, size. Okay, I was looking at something else. For some reason, I was looking at this. Oh, I was looking at the whole folder. All right, void this entirely. Wave is fine. All right, so what we're gonna do now is add in a little bit of optimization. This is mainly visual because last night I was doing a lot of these effects and kind of going through the process of how I create these effects, and that's kind of what I want to do in future tutorials, is show you how I create some of these effects. But I don't want to spoil too much because then you wouldn't need to like see the pack. But it's pretty cool, like a lot of the stuff that I'm working on. I just really want to optimize this stuff to make it better. And if you can hear the sound effects on the videos, let me know in chat, because I need to make sure that the streaming setup works great, because I've been having issues with that in Streamlabs. So what I want to do as optimization, so you'll notice that in my Ultimate Effects pack, it's color coded. So I have it like audio's green, the glitches are this like turquoise color, and overlays are a little magenta, and all the spins and zooms, they all have their own color, because I think it's really important to have this color in your effects pack so you can stay organized. Now I know there's plugins and stuff, but that's really hard. I don't know how to do that yet, but so this is what I'm doing, but it's incredible. So what I have started to do is on my Twitch stuff, like if I have a Twitch effect, I've started to add this little before and after thing right here, so you can actually see where to place your effect, because sometimes when I'm creating an effect, I can't actually make a cut in the center, just because if you cut a clip, Premiere glitches out and you can't really do that. So I like to have the effect and then just that's the center point. So I'm going to start adding these before and after markers to understand where it is. And looking at a timeline, say you want to transition between these two clips right here. Now all we have to do is when we drag our Twitch effect, you'll see that it has the before and after point, so you can just drag it right onto your clip. I think that's a super efficient way, and I've also made it so that's bright green and red. So then it's like that effect is already on there. And now these Twitch effects don't have the audio here right now, but it will. I will be adding that before the actual launch 2.0, which is going to be sick. And the cool thing about this process is that, so say I have a Twitch effect, I eventually know that all my glitch effects are this like blue, and then if I have like an exposure, let's say like exposure invert one, this is a little messy right now, and this is why I want to clean it up. So we want to make these yellow, but just for the sake of time being, exposure invert blue. So now if I go back to here and drag exposure invert blue, you'll see that it is yellow. So it's going to kind of make your timeline a little bit more organized, so then you can zoom out and kind of see, okay, I have some glitch effects here, I have some exposure stuff here. So I'm going to kind of walk through my process of how I'm going to optimize this pack. It's not going to be the most exciting stream in the world, but I thought it would be great to just kind of connect with you if you are watching, for you to give me some feedback on the pack. If you have it, if you don't, like, tell me why you want it. I'm just going to be going through here. So the first step is to actually convert all of my glitch effects to this new style. So I need to add the before and after, and I also need to add the Twitch thing. So actually a great tip right here is you can go to edit and then keyboard shortcuts, and I'm just going to click 1 on my mouse pad. So if I click 1 on my mouse pad, it brings up the 1 command. So that's basically 1 on your keyboard. And now if I click 1 on my keyboard, I can see that there is nothing typically there. It's normally a select camera, but I actually made it a label. So if you type label down here, you can see that you can see all of your different labels. And I've actually added the shortcut 1 to my label. So you can just click on any label you want, since Curialin, or whatever that's called, is this bright turquoise label. I'm going to bring that to my 1 key up there. So now anytime I hit the 1 key on a clip, it'll automatically label that clip as that label. So it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is basically optimize it, and I'm going to copy this before and after so I can go through on each one of my clips that I've already done, for example, let's start at stutter. Let's just start from the bottom up and make sure everything has it. So I think all these VHS ones have it because I did this last night, and they look to be good. So I'm going to start with my stutters. And this process might take some time. So I'm just going to kind of open it up to the chat. So this is like the stutter effects. There's another thing that I have to do as far as optimizing, but I probably won't do it in that video. I just want all the in and out points to be like perfect. So I'm going to be fixing that. I'm going to highlight and fix all the stutters. And then also I have to find the middle point of my clips, which is right here. And then I'm going to drag in my new before and afters. So you can kind of start to see that this process is going to take some time. And then ultimately before I launch the 2.0, I want to go in and redo all of my audio sound effects because I feel like some of them were rushed and I wanted it to be the best thing possible because after I've been using it for a while, I've seen some stuff that I want to change. And I make note of those, and I'm trying to make this as sick as I can. So it's updated. I've been doing some soft updates and email marketing with it, but the basic thing is just trying to make this thing clean. Because that's the hardest thing with effects is your timeline gets cluttered. So I'm trying to make this clean as can be. So that's what my goal is for the day. And it's just a long process. Like you can start to see like how long this takes. And I want to tell you one thing real quick. So in Premiere Pro, like when you're creating these effects, I've noticed that I've tried to optimize this. So when I have this effect done, I actually hide or export these videos individually, and then once I'm done exporting, I re-import those preview clips into this little box right here so that the preview clip is a low resolution preview so that you can get the ability to like use the grid view and you can like scroll through and see what the effect does. Like this whole process adds like a whole nother day's work of work. So it's pretty cool, but honestly, I found out that I haven't really used it that much, but I know some of you find value in that, so I'm definitely going to keep doing that. So I kind of want to keep with that process because it is really nice when you are working with stuff. Because for example, like if I go to my Twitch ones and pull up those bins, I can scrub through and see. But the preview clips, the reason why I did it is because I wanted it to like optimize, but like now that I'm looking at it, I haven't done the preview clips for my Twitch ones, and it's just like the stock footage. So I don't really know if you need to do that preview clip, like exporting them at a low resolution and making them a preview, but I definitely think it helps rendering. So I'm going to be doing a test of that in the next week before I do a launch, so I can see if it actually is beneficial. But I mean, looking back here, it seems to be playing back fine. So maybe I'll delete the preview clips, and that'll save some clutter because those preview clips are in my hidden bin, which is here, footage previews. And it has all of these preview clips of everything that I've made. And they're just like a low resolution preview of the clip. So those will be used for quite a bit. So I still have to decide if I want to do that. So what we're going to do is go into my thing. So we're not going to do my to-do list. Change all WAV files. Nope. Change all sound effects. Yes, we still do that. Create labels for each effect group. That's what we're going to be working on. All right, let me read some of your comments. Is it free? No, this is not free. I have a bunch of free effects packs, but this one you can view at the link in the description, which is on my website. So this thing has been launched for quite a while. Like, let me give you a quick overview for everyone still here. Let me go to my website, Kyler Holland. Oops, I'm running like a one wide monitor. So this is my website. Under products, there's the Ultimate Effects Pack, and this is what I launched last year. And there's a whole video on it
Ultimate Effects
if you haven't seen it.
Video. I'm so stoked to show you what's inside, as this pack was designed from scratch, and I've been...
So yeah, it's been designed from scratch. I worked literally almost a couple months on it, and it's great. So you can use this link. It's kylerholland.com/theultimateeffectspack, or just use the link in the description of this video. It has a ton. This isn't updated. It has so much more right now, and it's basically drag and drop. It's drag and drop transitions, so with audio that you can use onto your clips, and it's constantly growing. It has more audio samples now, and you can basically use it, and there's a changelog that you can go to, and effect suggestions. Those are also linked in the description down below. So this is completely updated. Like it, you can just imagine like how long this stuff takes, going through, adding the text, showing how much each of these effects are. So you can go in here and look at like what kind of effects are in this pack. And again, I'm going to have to update this, but that will take some time. So I kind of wanted to stream today to give you like an idea of like what I'm working on, because it'll kind of give you like, holy crap, you're doing all of this. Like it is so much. So yeah, it's just pretty intense. And honestly, like once we do a couple of these, I might take a break and then start working on some more like Twitch effects, or some more effects that you guys have in the chat right now for suggestions. So Love says, hook me up with 50% off. I do have some discount codes. I'll have to find those throughout this video. But I also partner with some YouTubers, so you have to check them out. Nick's Fort, he posted one. I have a discount code on there. I think it's like glitch 20 off or something. Kyler Holland glitch, I don't know, I gotta look it up, but maybe if you guys are really wanting discount codes, I'll set one for this launch. Mario says, just show appreciation. Can I buy the old one now, or should I wait till you update a version? So Buried Hatchet, you can buy the old one now, and then as soon as there's an update, that one constantly gets updated. And that's the best thing about it, is I'm updating it on the pack. So these will come out in updates. I do soft rollouts, and then I'm gonna get better at like doing the actual major updates. So if you purchase it now, you're gonna get the update no matter what. It's incredible. Like when I say like these are test clips, so this is like the Ultimate Effects Pack folder. Let me hide this down. So I have test clips. I gotta figure out where I put the test. Maybe I deleted it. I think I deleted this sequence, so I am going to just delete that, and then go into my do not delete and show you how easy this is before I start to get working on it. Okay, stock footage. There we go. Stock footage. Let's do new sequence from clip and name this test clips. So, and then I'm going to highlight all of my stock footage clips that I've used and drag this into test clips. So now I can kind of play around and test some things out. But yeah, this effect is great, or this pack is great. So we got some pull stuff. It's just drag and drop. You drag it down and you drag it right over your stuff, and then you play it back, and then it has that effect or transition that I just did. So we're going to clean this up, because that is the main process. Now you kind of got a general overview. Let's go into stutter, and let's start from the bottom up, since these ones are working. And I'm going to save, because sometimes Premiere closes for no reason. So yeah. James said, do you have a tutorial on how to bring it in Premiere? Yep. When you download it, there's a pack. When you download this pack, let me see, Ultimate Effects Pack, there's tutorials in there, and it says how to use this pack.
What's up, guys? Have to do is
so it's a tutorial on like how to use it and install it, and how to change the resolution. There's infographics on that, on how to change the resolution of your pack if you need to, but it comes with some preloaded resolutions for all CC20, CC2018, pretty much anything and everything you'll need. James says, do you show what keywords you use for sound design from one of your videos with a ton of sound effects in it? I have some, but I need to do more videos on sound design, so I'll add that to my list. So yeah, let's get started. So vertical stutter 5, I'm going to click on it, and this is kind of what I want it to look like. I'm going to, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. I hate reset to save layout. All right, now that I just completely messed up everything, that's okay. Let me pull this bin up here and put my effects controls over here. This is why I hate Premiere sometimes, if you like forget to save a layout. And let's put this over here. Close that bin. Close that bin. And readjust all this stuff. Yeah, that should be good for my working stuff right now. So back to where we were, glitch, stutter, vertical and horizontal. Click on stutter 5. So this is what we want it to look like. We have the videos down here. I'm not going to worry about the videos right now. I'm just going to worry about cleaning this up. And let's enable all these effects and drag that down to there, because I don't want it to be too long, like maybe a couple frames before or after for these previews. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it just the length of the actual effect, because I don't want to deal with anything that is left over, so that when you are previewing this stutter in your bin, like for example stutter 5, now it'll only be the length of that effect, so you can see what that effect actually is doing. Cool. Buried says, you are the absolute best. Thanks so much. I only have 2,000 subscribers and I'm determined to become a better editor. If you could check out my work and critique it. Yeah, just send me some stuff on Instagram. I'll definitely check it out. So yeah, let's keep going through here. Source footage I'm going to put over there. I don't need metadata. I don't need the auto clip mixer right now. All right, vertical stutter 5. Here we go. Stutter, first one. Drag this up, and then we need to copy and paste this guy so it's on our layers, and drag that to the middle. And I'm going to worry about cleaning up the middle and end points later, so it doesn't take too much time. Or should I do that now? Gosh, there's so much stuff that you have to do with this thing. It's just like overwhelming. But let's just go through here, copy and paste that, drag this up, before and after. This before and after is literally just a video adjustment layer, and but I made it an adjustment layer, but it's actually a color matte, so I can get these colors, so when it's full zoom you can like see like the before and after points. This is just gonna help us like with staying organized and everything, because it does get a little hard to stay organized. All right, so vertical stutter. So I'm gonna, if I just leave it like this, yeah, I mean I should leave some before and after just so it's not like constant. Yeah, that works. All right. So vertical stutter 2. Number 1, drag that up. Copy the before and after. X on that to before and in and out. So yeah, and I'm gonna have to go through here and remove these preview files later, but I'll do that probably on another stream. So I'm just gonna go through a couple of these, and then I'm actually gonna start working on some new effects, because I think you guys want to see some new effects, like the process of how I create new effects. So quickly in the chat, if you're still here, let me know like what effects you want to see, and I will start making those, because I kind of want to work more on some more glitch effects, because I'm really building out that pack, and the glitch effects are awesome. So it's ultimately like whatever you guys want to see, and there's a lot of suggestions, and a lot of them have to deal with glitches. So I'm gonna finish this one up. I got one more. You can kind of start to see like how long this actually is going to take. All right, so we got done with stutter. Cool. So these VHS effects, maybe I'll start with this because I kind of wanted to do some more of these, but they look like this. They're really incredible. They're like stutters. I used a couple layers. They're like an offset mask, and some of them are duplicated into this like crazy mess of an effect swamp. So I'm going to make some of these. Love Uranus said bounce effect. Bounce. So I can do some of that. I will add that. Just add it into the effect suggestion. So click the link in the description down below and add it into an effect suggestion. So then I can actually add that. So yeah, let's start making some stuff. So basically I organize this VHS effect into like black and white hold. So a hold basically means that I put a hold on the stutter. So it's more like abrupt, as you can see. And now black and white smooth is when I put Beziers on all of these. So it's like all over the place. So it's like moving back and forth. So you quickly can see the difference between a black and white smooth and a black and white hold, which is very different. So this is the great thing about this pack, is you can constantly see like by just clicking and playing around. So I have some RGB holds. I stopped at 10. And then I think I stopped at RGB smooth at 5. So that looks like that. Like it's all pretty crazy. So let's make one from scratch. So typically I will duplicate my sequence and go to the end and change the name to 6 because we're going to add one. And then I double click on that, make sure it is selected. And every now and then I got to delete all these like sequences because it just gets overwhelming. So now that we're looking at this, typically I will go through here, Control A, delete all my noise points. Control A, delete all of my mask and delete everything. And then typically I'll have to choose, like I don't need mask path, so I'm going to delete those. And then I need to reset these parameters from the beginning. The shift center parameters. And I'm also going to right click and make sure those are Beziers. Now I need to set keyframes for all this stuff, or key bindings, because it'll make my job so much easier. And then I need to go into noise, and I'm going to change my noise to 0 for now, and then Bezier it. So it depends on like how you want to create the effect. I can create the noise first, or like the VHS effect, which is basically an offset. So I have these masks that I randomly place around here. And Hamad, no, these effects aren't free. This is my ultimate effects pack that I'm working on, but I think I'm going to do a video here in the future about all VHS glitch effects that I'll release in like a little smaller pack that I'm working on right here. So yeah, just because I spend hours upon days upon months on this pack. So here we go. This is the mask effect. We can resize it however we want. So let's change this. I like to create all my effects from scratch just because it gives a new effect. And then if I drag my offset around, it moves all over the place, which is cool. So let's do that. These are just left and right now. That looks cool. And that looks cool. And then let's go to the end and reset it back to the beginning. So now playing back, we have these offsets going around, which is cool. So then I decided that let's add another mask, and let's make this mask a little bit bigger. So I'm going to drag this up, and now I'm going to shift my center this way, shift my center that way, and shift my center this way. One more that way, and then reset this back to the beginning. So now playing back through it, looks like this. Now we're starting to get some overlap, which is pretty cool, because even though we only did 2, we have another one. So now let's add some noise. So typically I'll add the noise when a lot of motion is happening now. So right off the bat, we have something there. So let's look at noise. What happens if we drag this up? Well, you see that it added some crazy stuff since we're on RGB. So let's go to like 2%, zero it out, couple frames, 6%, zero it out, couple frames, zero it out again, and then couple frames, move it up, and then move it down. So let's play that back in the beginning. So yeah, already right away, look at that. So we're getting something. So now I need some noise at the back half of my clip that's moving. Oh, Brandon, $5 donation. Thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate it. I mean, it helps so much, any donation I get. But you said, what's up, Mr. Holland? I think I'm ready for some new transitions. I'm wearing your pack out. Almost at 2,000 subs. Yes, I definitely am getting some new ones in. I've been getting that request nonstop, but like as this video is gonna show, like it takes so much time to make this pack out, and I want to have like a team, but I have myself, and it's pretty crazy because like I'm swamped with work and we're doing nonstop videos, so that's probably why like I haven't had a lot of time, but I'm dedicated to get this pack and keep updating it. So I'm gonna release this VHS one early because I'm doing the launch 2.0 at the end of this month. So pretty much like 2 weeks, and then this pack is going to be updated and have a bunch of stuff. And I want to do more like soft rollouts of like, if I add 10 effects, I want to do like a 2.1 where like you guys can download it continually, because on Selfie, you can actually get unlimited downloads. Like if you run out of downloads, you can just request another one and it'll refresh. And if you have any issues downloading things multiple times, just let me know and then I'll get you that. So really appreciate that. Thank you for that donation. All right, so keep moving on. We have this effect going on, and let's go a couple frames. Add it to 1% again, couple frames. Let's keep it at 1%, and then immediately after, let's make it 0%, because I don't want it to be the rest. So let's play that back. So cool, we have some stuff, and we can see like what we like about it. So I think I want to move this noise to 1% right here and down. So yeah, I like the look of that. And then the next step is to actually add sound effects. So if you look at it, you need to add sound design to all of this stuff, and that's a long process in itself. So I haven't figured out the best process for that. Like if I do all of the visual effects in a chunk and then do a sound effect when I'm doing that. So typically what I'll do is, for example, let's go rewind. Now that we made another one of those, let's go to RGB hold, because I think the look of these are pretty dang sick. The first one is very simple. It has one line in the middle, and then you got like starting to add more layers. RGB hold 5 is getting a little bit more flashy, so you're starting to hear like what this would sound like. So it's pretty intense, and this stuff would be great for like a dope little transition, but pretty much anything. So let's go and start to pick out what we would hear for a sound, and then you guys will have to let me know in the chat if you actually are getting sound for like all of these glitch sound effects. So if I go to my glitch sound effects, I currently have 35. I actually just updated this, so let me drag these in. I added 13 more. That will be in my launch. So let's do this. Throw those in there. So now we have 47 glitch things. And if I play this, can you guys hear this? Let me know if you can hear that. Let me drag these in. I'm going to also listen to the stream to see if I hear it as well, because I think it's like delayed. You guys hear this? I think you can, because I just listened it back on the stream. Let me know if you can. Yeah, so we can hear it. We should have audio. Let me know again. I kind of dig it when he adds his lady to his videos. I think she's in the other room. Let me check. Paige! Yeah, she's probably in the other room, like doing homework and stuff. But I'll definitely do that. Okay, so we all got sound, so that's good. So this is kind of my process of editing with sound. I kind of have to look at like what I'm seeing visually, and I can drag my timeline around to see what's going on visually. So like instantly you're like there's two major flashes. So now I have to go through my sound effects and see what I want. And a way to do this is actually to drag this up. I have this sequence in all of my sound effect folders that's all glitch sounds. So it has everything. It has all of the ones that I've made. So it's 35. So now let's add some more to this. 35, 36 to 47. Drag that on there. So now I have all the ones that I've left. And sometimes I'll go through here and just listen to them. So yeah, this one right here, this one kind of sounds like what I'm looking for. And I can either do this and like move it up so it's always there when I'm doing these glitch things. So I like to do this process so then I can have I can just click and drag from this sequence. And this is a great way of editing. If you're doing your own transitions with this pack, you can literally just drag and drop it. So yeah, let's go through here. Let's go frame by frame, and we have this coming in. So let's just drag one of these down here in the timeline. I don't work in audio 1, so then if you have a video with audio, it won't actually interfere with that when you drag it in. So now let's just chunk this audio up. When you're doing glitches, you just gotta chunk it. So that looks good. And then let's move this around. Let's cut it up a little bit and then see where our next flash is. So our flash is right there. It looks like it goes away, so I'm gonna cut it, go a couple frames, and then it comes back in. And then I'm gonna cut it again before it goes out. And then there's one more final flash right here, and let's cut that out as well. So now we have this. So our video is starting to come together for the audio. So now I need something else to like mimic the sound that you would hear when like the screen is ripping, like, or like something to like this. Like, what sound do you want to hear like when you're seeing that? So let me see. So let's go through our glitch folder and see like if we have anything that would like mimic that sound that I'm hearing. That kind of sounds like what I'm looking for. So let's drag that into our what is going on right now? All right, here we go. Yes, so we're going to drag this into our timeline. Zoom in a little bit because this is pretty long. I got to clear my in and out points. So this right here. So that sound effect, I'm going to actually, you know what, I'm going to delete this thing so I can have more room. So it's kind of like a squeaky tire almost in the left ear. And I'm going to drag that out there, chop it up. And I'm going to cut this and bring this back half out for one last little movement. Yeah, like a, so yeah. I think that looks great. So that is basically the whole process of how I create an effect from start to finish. You just saw it with this VHS RGB hold. It's pretty simple, but it is very complex. So now, what's the great thing about this? Well, if you look on VHS RGB hold, if we go back to our Ultimate Effects pack and go to our stock footage, didn't I create a test clip? Yeah, test clips. So now if I drag my clip that I want for this VHS glitch, let's try it on these two. Now I can test that out. VHS RGB hold 10. Now if I click and drag it, look what happens. Well, firstly, it's dragging the video layer, so we don't need those. So what you have to do when you drag these effects on is uncheck video 1 layer. And there's no audio, so it doesn't matter. But just uncheck the video 1 layer so it won't drag that video file that's in there. So now if I drag this in here, check it out. There is the before and after point right there that you can see if you zoom in. So it's easy to find out where your transition is. So I can click and drag and snap that before and after point to the center of my transition. And now you can start to see that our effect is already there. The sound effect is there. Our glitch is freaking out all over the place, and that's our effect. Check that out. And if you don't think that's cool, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's freaking awesome. Like, the fact that I can do that for any singular effect is incredible. And it's like a long process, but I love it. So I think today, since we got good sound on the stream, I think I'm just going to go through and do sound for all of my videos. Brandon says, I'm a Kyler effects pack user, and let me tell you, it will make your video stand out from above the rest. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. It's great. It's pretty cheap for what you get. I mean, the hours and hours that I put into it is pretty crazy. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm going to keep trucking along here. Why is my phone freaking out? And just adding some sound into these videos. So yeah. And there's another thing that I'm working on. So I can make it so that these are grouped. And that's one thing I haven't decided if I want to do. So when you would click on it, if you wanted to like move it to another spot, it wouldn't, you'd have to highlight everything. But here's what I can do. I can actually highlight everything before you drag it in, right click and select group. So now if we go back to our test clips and drag on the VHS RGB hold again, it snapped, but we didn't line it up right away. So that's what happens. Like, you can't group it. So grouping doesn't really do anything. So you just have to shift drag everything. So that's one thing that it groups it in your sequence, but nothing else. So that's one thing that I thought would help, but it doesn't. So let's go through here. And since I have the sounds that I like, all I have to do is copy those for the rest of these RGB holds and go into hold 9. And then let's paste them down. And let's start manipulating it. So the first layer was my flashes. So I have a flash there, couple big flash, big flash, big flash, no flash. Cut that out. Keep going. We have another flash here. That flash is really short. Keep going. We have a flash starts here. So let's copy this one over and go a couple frames. You guys can start to kind of see like the process of why this effect pack is not free, just because of like the amount of time it takes to make it. So I got all the flashes now, and then that's our bottom video layer is the moving. So let's drag it right there. Let's copy this over because we're not really moving. We moved right there. The background's moving. There we go. And let's play the back. This one's not fitting. So that's flipped. So since it's flipped at the end of the effect, I think we need another little thing at the end. Yeah. So that last little bit is actually going to help us. Yep. Cool. So that was another one that we finished. So we can mark off that RGB hold 9 is done. And we can test it if we need to. RGB 9, drag it down. Check this out. It's all drag and drop. Match it with a video transition. Cool. And like the fun thing with this pack, like if you think that this transition is too long, like all you gotta do is cut down the beginning and cut down the ending, and then just delete the sound where you don't want it, and your transition shorter. Like, there's so many possibilities with it. It just makes it so much faster because like once you have the effect, it's like you can modify it. Like once it's in your timeline, just click and drag this shit around and move it and create your own. Like, it makes it so much easier. But this is why I'm making it for you, so you don't have to go through this long process that I'm doing. Test clips. But yeah, if you, Brandon, since you're still in here, or hopefully you are, you have the pack, so it's like using it, like things that would make it more beneficial or helpful. Just let me know on like the effect suggestions thing so I can check that out. But like this whole process of like creating these effects is why I love doing it, because it makes it a journey. So let's go through here. We have a flash there. The flash continues to there. Chop that out. We have another flash there. It's a 1-frame flash. Flash there. Let's move this. 1-frame flash again. Flash there. Big flash. Cool. Another flash there. 2-frame. And a flash at the end. Let's just do that one instead. And start to manipulate this guy down here. Let's click Y and move it around. Yeah. I like the sound of that one. That one's pretty good. And this is the cool thing about this effect is like most of them it's just the same damn sound over and over again. Like nonstop. So it's like I want to make this thing as enjoyable as possible. And I am. So I'm going to go through here on these RGB holds and just kind of answer your questions if you have them in the chat. Flash, big flash. There we go. So let's start manipulating this bottom half. That was a big one. So let's duplicate this and put this down. Let's make it 3 layers. Getting fancy over here. We have a jump there. So let's move this down. So yeah, there's that. Warp spin is one of my faves, Brandon says. So yeah, I think that's here. Warp spin. Yeah, I can add some of these. Warp spin. Yeah, those are pretty clean. Those look nice. I can definitely add some of those. Warp spin 3. Yeah, I added more spins. Yeah, so I can add some of those into the spins, but warps in general are pretty dope. We got 15 people watching. Oh, that's good. I need all the peeps. So yeah. RGB 7 is done. Let's copy this new layer. RGB, VHS RGB hold 7. VHS RGB hold 6. So like if I just play that copied back footage over on the next clip, like it works, but I want this thing to be like perfect. So I'm going to move that over there. Move that there. Make that a 1-frame. Yes, I like the look of that. RGB 6, you are done. Let me make sure I put that on the second layer. Oh, no, I didn't. So I have to make sure I put that on the second layer in case you have a video. So back to 5. Here we go. Brandon says, corner zoom is awesome as long as well, but sometimes doesn't smooth out if I'm doing something wrong. So let me check out corner zoom, because this is why I like when people tell me stuff, so then I can make it better. So we have zoom and corner zoom. So I think these were a late add. Yeah, they zoom into the corner. I think they're just a little fast right now. Yeah, they could be a little fast. Because let me try dragging one onto my test clips. Sometimes with these corner zoom stuff, your computer hates it, so I'm actually going to render it out. So while that's rendering, how's everyone's day? My day is swamped with this pack. I didn't realize how much work it would take to make something, but I mean, like, honestly, like, I needed to make something like this so I could use it in all of my projects. Because, like, now that I have it, it's like I can just use it whenever I want. I want to do more tutorials, like, focusing around it, because, like, since I spend so much time on it, it's like I might as well put it to use and, like, start to show you, like, the in-depth details of, like, how I'm creating things. And that's kind of like what this live stream is about, but, like, also, like, how cool the effects are and, like, how you can use them in your line of work. All right, so this is my rendered version. So yeah, I'll revisit the corner zoom just so I can make it look a little bit better. I think what's happening, it all looks good. I think it's just on playback, because on playback it looks like it's like jarring, but like if you go frame by frame, it's pretty smooth. So it is smooth, but I think it's just on playback it looks a little jarring to the eye. So I bet if you export it, it should be fine. Corner zoom, corner zoom. VHS holds 6. Let's go back to 5. Five looks good. Let's go to 4. So yeah, that doesn't match. So what do we need to do, since this is like predominantly like all flashy? That looks good. Corner pin 4. All right, let's go to here. On layer 2. All right, let's see what's happening. Nothing's happened in the beginning half, so right there is when it first starts. And a big flash. And another one of those guys. Big flash. Just a big flash. So that looks good. Let's do 2, and then let's test all of these. I need to make food after this, and I don't know what to make. Shifa was a good cover. She tough. And I don't know what that means. Waxers, YouTube, how's it going? How is it going? Make sure y'all stay home. See, the right corner runs into each other. Yeah, that could be something like in the set, like the right corner isn't like exactly keyframed right, because I am making these things manually. So I am expecting that there are going to be some errors in them. But that's why I got a great community to tell me all about the errors. Delete that. Got noise. Movement noise again. Movement, and we need something to cut into that new frame. We got more noise. One frame though. And that was it. Right? So hold 2. Yep. Hold 2 looks great. And VHS RGB hold 1. Let's do this one. Here we go. Flash. Flash again. More flashes. Flash. I'm going to change that one up. So we have a movement there. And a movement there. I'm going to switch this clip around. Let's play this back. I knew I was missing something. I was like, why is there a weird... Cool. I'm happy with that one. All right, so now I got all the VHS ones done. VHS RGB hold. Those have sound. Do they have the before and afters? Yes, they do. Can make it all look clean. Go through and make them all small. There's so much stuff I have to do. Got a little bit bigger. All right, so now my smooth ones. Oh yeah, I like when people tell me stuff because it's like important. Because then I can make it better. Because if they don't, then I don't know, you know. So kind of just a little frustrating. All right, so this one we have like movement and like tearing on the screen. So let's just copy our sound settings from the previous one and see if we manipulate it, if we can get some dope effects. That sounds cool. I like that. Copy that over here. We need this guy. And the flash comes in right here. All right. Kind of sounds like a little motor. All right, VHS smooth 1. Let's do smooth 2. I'm gonna start making these sound effects like little shorter. Yeah, like that. Alright, so we have 11 in here. Honestly, I might just finish these out and then end the stream. Just because it's like, I'm just working on it. But if you have any ideas of the 11 that are in here, like ideas for future streams, let me know. Because like I want to do more live streams. And I also, hopefully this week, I want to try out like a tutorial live stream where like I launch a new tutorial on my tutorial series, but it's actually a live stream. So I like do the whole intro, everything, and then it's just basically updating you guys on like what I'm doing. So if you want to see that, let me know. I just have to get like all this random stuff like figured out because like all these glitches and it's just so stressful. That looks good. That looks good as well. Some of them go by really fast. Like if you plop it down there and then everything links up the way you need it to. That looks good. VHS 5. I don't like this one anymore, so let's change it. Add another one up here. All right. Abhishek, I think that's how you say your name, hopefully. Can you do a stream for a complete travel video editing? Yeah. That's possible. Definitely just like editing something is possible. Because like everyone's editing workflow is very different, and I know people want to see like how I edit stuff. But yeah, travel videos are great. I just have to look at like what's going on. It could be like a vlog video or like what's going on, but the best way I would say right now is like find a song, something that you like. If you're trying to do no story, then just find a song and then edit to that song. If there's a drop in the song, make sure something dope is happening in your footage, and cut to the beat of the music. That's the basic rule that I follow, and then it seems to work out. I got one more, and then I'm gonna make some food. Where's that flash at? Right here? Dent. That's longer than I thought. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to keep working on this after I get some food, but we did it. I mean, the first stream, just have to let me know what you guys thought. I'll probably leave it up on my YouTube channel for a little bit and see how it does. If not, then I'll just take it down because, I mean, live streams are fun. They're just really simple. I just go live and then it's a video. So let me know what you guys think. If you're still watching this, thanks for staying around. Give me some feedback in the description of this video. There's effects, suggestions, and the changelog, what I'm doing, updates, pretty much anything revolving around this pack. But this pack is going to be launched the 2.0 version is launched end of this month. So this is why I'm doing all this stuff now to figure out everything that needs to be added for the launch, and then hopefully more soft rollouts in weeks to months to come. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for sticking around. Hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you next time.